students, it's week 6 already, and so this video is intended to be a pulse check for where you are with your progress in the course. Since not everybody does a reaction paper every single week, since you can skip up to 7 times, and since not everybody does a quiz every single week, since I'm only going to count the 10 highest scores, you technically only have to do 10 quizzes, but I suggest you do as many as you possibly can, so that you'll have, 10 super high scores among all the ones that you take. So anyway, this is a pulse check video not only for reaction papers and quizzes, but also our first project slash test or test slash project, however I have it listed for you in your class. It is in play at the moment during our week 6 of class. It's due on Sunday at midnight, and so you have some chores to do before you actually tackle this current week, the set of lessons that go with this week 6. So the first thing that I want you to do is let's talk about reaction papers and quizzes and how to know where you are in your progress toward completing your reaction papers and quizzes. And the easiest way to do that is to look in My Grades and simply just see how many grades you have listed. So what I need you to do is go into Blackboard for our class, click on My Grades, and when you get there, there's 2 things I need you to do. First of all, over in the left-hand side of the grade list up at the top, there should be the word all, A-L-L, and I need you to make sure that you click on that instead of just graded or whatever the other options are, where it is sort of on the left-hand part of the screen. So click on all, so it shows you grades, it shows you all of the entries that I have in the grade book. And so that'll show you 1 through 5 reaction papers without an outside source, 1 through 5 reaction papers with an outside source, and all the quizzes, whether you took, whether you have a grade for them or not. It should be 1 through 6 or 7 right now, and then also that test slash project, whether you have a grade for it or not. If you don't have clicked on all, you won't see the things that are not graded yet. So make sure you do that first, and then go over to the right hand side of the screen, and there is a pull down menu, and it's got, I don't know how many choices it has, but the choice that you want it to be set to is course order. Choose course order, and then you will see the grades like I see your grades. You'll see 1 through 5 reaction papers, no source, all together. You'll see 1 through 5 reaction papers with a source all together, the quizzes chunked all together, and then the test, so or project. So anyway, the best way for you to keep track of how many reaction papers you've gotten a score for and how many quizzes you've taken and what the scores are for those is to do those 2 things. Click on all, sort in course order, and then you'll be able to see and plan for what we need to do over this next 10 or 11 weeks that we have in class together, because this is week 6, and so we only have like 11 more reaction paper and quiz opportunities, 11 or 12, and so you need to make sure that you plan to get the grades that you need to get in class on those 2 assignments, and planning is the best way to do that. Just making sure that you plan, set an alarm for yourself to remind yourself to do them, that kind of thing. Because every week you get a reaction paper opportunity, every week you get a quiz opportunity. If you skip it for whatever reason, technical issues, you were sick, there was a funeral, I hope not, or something, I'm sorry for whatever might happen, but you can't go back and make it up. It's I don't hate you. I don't want you to fail the class. It's just built that way. We've got those 7 skips in there, and that's generous. You only have to do 10, and so you can skip 7 times. So make sure if you've skipped a lot already, you can't keep that pattern. You got to set another pattern, small little weekly goals, so that you can get those little 10-point assignments done, just 10 points at a time, week by week between now and the end of the semester. Okay, and that other thing that this is a pulse check for is the project that is open right now. So the project opened on September 20th, and that was last Wednesday, and I sent out a notification about it. And so if you haven't seen that notification yet, shame on you, you should check your email more often. But if you have seen that already, then you know that you're supposed to go into that test, open it up, look at it so that you can get a game plan, a plan of attack, a strategy, whatever you want to say, in order to complete it on time. It is due on Sunday night at midnight like your other assignments. You can turn it in any time that it's ready before that, certainly, but it's due definitely on Sunday night at midnight. Okay, and what you need to do when you open that test up, I've got it set so you can open it and close it, save your progress as many times as you need to before you submit it. So, it's not timed or anything. You decide how much time you need on it. And so what you should do is open it now, open it immediately if you haven't already done that, and see, pardon me, see what it's all about. What you're going to need to do is organize your notes and organize like pages in the book that you're going to refer to, but you're only going to use your notes from the lectures and the pages in the book and the videos that I've asked you to watch. Sorry, the wind is going crazy here. Let me get my hair out of my face. There we go. Okay. All right. So anyway, make sure that you organize your notes really well. Like look at each question. What is the question asking about? Was that from week 2? Was it from week 3? Go back to your notes and like get your eggs in a row, so to speak. And if your notes seem to have holes in them from that period of time, you've got time to jump back in those weekly folders and go to those lessons and rewatch them, refresh your memory, that kind of stuff. But this is all, of course, open book, open notes, but that's the only source. Those are the only sources that you are allowed to use on this test, this project. So refer to your notes, refer to your textbook. You, of course, refer to the videos that you are watching and analyzing when you're getting your points here. But that's it. Don't cite any other sources. Don't do any other research. It's just your beautiful brain and what your beautiful brain analyzes using that source material. That's what I'm interested in. And so if you have not spent any time strategizing on how to tackle test 1, project 1, whatever you want to call it, stop right now and don't go any farther than this video in the weekly folder, and go pay attention to that, because it might take, depending upon how good your notes were, how much your notes refresh your memory, you know, if you might not have to go back and review anything, but you might need to. And so please make sure to do that. And if you're somebody who's kept up with your reaction papers pretty well and you've kept up with your quizzes pretty well, if you need to make a choice in your strategy to make sure that you're successful on the test, if you need to make a choice to skip the reaction paper and the quiz for this week, you can do that. You can't skip taking notes this week on the weekly lessons, because the next time we have a test and project, it's going to come from, at least in part, this week's lessons. So you just have some planning to do. And text me with questions if you have them and when they come up. But please pay attention to those due dates, pay attention to which grades you have and don't have yet, and sort that My Grades list like I've asked you to. It'll just be cleaner and easier for you to, spot check where you are in class. Okay, and so please, like I said, text me with questions if you have any, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.